Hey JRN2 students. Okay, sorry about that fail with the live stream. Honestly, I have no idea how this is working, but anyway. So I have dug up some really awesome examples of brand journalism for you. And so we're going to go through them one at a time so that you can see how people are using journalistic conventions to offer a positive approach and a positive perception of brands or services by associating with either people or things that sort of represent the ethos of that brand or service. Okay, so first up, we've got the Brand South Africa website. Brand South Africa makes regular posts on Facebook and Twitter, and they also have a website with a latest news section. Okay, so you'll see here it says latest news, and of course, being Brand South Africa, they're not going to post the latest news about South Africa in terms of protests and burning buildings and schools and stuff. They're not going to post those kinds of things because those are negative. What they want to do is create a positive idea about South Africa for people from other countries, as well as for stakeholders within South Africa as well, so the citizens themselves. So you'll see here, we've got this Living the Legacy title, and we've got quite a few of them here. Living the Legacy with Precious M, Living the Legacy with Gen Z, and we'll find more, I think, as well. But yeah, I mean, let's take a look at this one, NGOs in South Africa. So we've got this headline, obviously, and then we've got this lead. The COVID-19 pandemic is causing chaos all over the world and has seen people use different hand-washing techniques, retreat indoors, and distance themselves from others in an attempt to prevent the spread of the virus. What happens to those who don't have water readily available to wash their hands, who don't have the online resources to learn, who can't social distance, and who can't stay at home? This is a very real predicament in South Africa where poverty and unemployment are prevalent. As we wrap up Mandela Month, we have a look at 3 non-governmental organizations who are getting involved and living Madiba's legacy by helping those in need during this crisis. These local NGOs have set up COVID-19 specific campaigns to help bring relief to the communities and individuals who need it most. So, if you take a look at the structure of this article, you'll notice that, how is it familiar? It's a listicle. There's only 3 points, but it is a listicle. These 3 NGOs are helping South Africa. So there is your intro. Okay? Because it's a magazine style article, your intro, you can expect it to be a little bit longer, not just your standard hard news 1 or 2 sentences kind of thing. And then, of course, you've got your first point, Kagiso Trust, and then detailing that. Then you've got Gift of the Givers, and then a body detailing that, or paragraphs detailing that. And then Mbumba Foundation, paragraphs dealing that, or explaining that, should I say. And then we've got our final little paragraph, which is our conclusion. The one lesson to take from these NGOs is that collaboration is key, etc., etc., etc. So this is an example of the listicle being employed to build a positive perception of South Africa through using this kind of journalistic technique. Now remember that when we look at marketing, marketing is about products, services, and brands. South Africa is being marketed as a brand on this website. Okay, so the whole point of Brand South Africa is to market South Africa as a place to go and invest, to go and visit, to think of highly in terms of options on the African continent. So, and of course, you'll find a lot more of these articles here as well, doing the same thing, building a positive perception of South Africa as a brand. Please excuse my dog. So, that's your website, okay? I found on LinkedIn, an interesting article here, and I'm not quite sure how to say this guy's name because if you use the Zulu rules, then it would be Tsiloane, but I don't think that it applies here, so I'm just going to call him Tabang. But he has been interviewed by Roar Talk, okay? He is the executive head for Nedbank's Group Public Affairs, and he discusses the impacts of the lockdown and shares some of his lessons during that time. Okay, so if you want to take a look here, it's actually a YouTube interview with Roar Talk. Okay, so now we have to ask ourselves, cool, lockdown conversations with Tabang on Roar Talk, what is that? And so we look here and we go, okay, this is interesting. This is a company, right? And it's offering, first of all, hold on a minute. Let me go home first. Identity is everything. So, at Roar, we thrive on seeing people develop, not just in becoming good citizens, but also in becoming value-adding citizens. Identity leadership is our focus, through which we assist individuals, teams, and brands uncover their authentic identity. Okay? So their vision, develop the next generation of identity-based leaders to influence the future. And their mission is to activate identity in modern-day leaders through the use of empowering workshops, consulting services, media platforms, and mentorship programs. So, they are a business. They're a business offering a whole bunch of different workshops. Okay, this is their first workshop. I am a brand. And the content is, if you look here, brand conceptualization, fundamentals, and development. Okay, people as brands. Interesting, right? Then we've got another one here. Strength finder, strength identification. Okay, how can this benefit you? Develop the individual, maximize potential, increased success. Okay, so we've got this. And it works by developing people. You can have team development or you can have individual development, but you can book your session now. Okay. So, there you go. And of course, they don't have any prices. They just have an inquiry form here. But guaranteed, they charge for this service. This is a business. And so, okay, and then they've got this other one, leadership levels, and then they've got traits of great leaders. Okay. So now these are all courses offered by Roar. And Roar Talk is all about lockdown conversations with Tabang and other people, other similar people, who talk about their experiences, and of course they will be only successful people. This guy is the executive head for Nedbank's Group Public Affairs. This is going to be a series of conversations with people who are already successful in their fields, and it will be talking about things that are not directly promoting Roar as a service, but Roar is talking to these people who then basically embody the ethics behind Roar as a business. Okay, So that's your next one. You can see that brand journalism is actually quite insidious. It's not obvious at all. It's journalism, and this is an interview. This is like a journalistic interview. It's journalism masquerading, well, it's marketing masquerading as journalism. Okay. Then here I've got on Instagram this chick, Yanni Olsen Delay, okay, from Sweden, living in Monaco, and she is a social media influencer. She is a brand, okay, and I can't access this because I'm not signed up to Instagram, sorry, but each one of these photos of her has a post, and she'll basically be going, this is what I've been doing, this is who I've been seeing, this was my wedding, this is my baby, and she'll be talking about places that she's been, products that she's been talking about or visiting, and maybe the fashions that she uses on her baby and all of that. And so what she's doing is using her lifestyle. Oh, no, I don't want to log in to continue. Let me just go to somewhere else. What she's doing is using her lifestyle to promote herself as a brand and telling stories about people like her husband and her mom and her baby as a way to promote herself. Okay, because obviously her baby represents something that is sweet and innocent, and she's being a mom and looking awesome, so she's telling stories about people who epitomize the ethos behind the brand, which is her. Okay, and of course you can see here she's holding some kind of tool that you use to do stuff to yourself with. I'm imagining it's for hair, I don't know. But those are all products that she uses, that she promotes, but not directly. She doesn't go buy this for $29. She goes, I used this and it was really awesome. So then people will sponsor her. Okay. Another way that people use brand journalism. And of course here on Reddit, look, I've used the 6 largest social media platforms. Okay, so I didn't use Snapchat because I'm not quite sure whether that's applicable, but I have used Reddit, I've used LinkedIn, we did Facebook last week, which you saw, and then I've got a couple more on Google Chrome. Okay, so this next one is on Reddit, and it's an article about the SpaceX team. SpaceX team member jumps off floating Dragon capsule seconds after commentator says they don't want people falling overboard. And they've got the video here, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so this is and then of course everyone gets a chance to participate as well, and that's another thing about brand journalism is, you're marketing, you're using journalistic conventions to create a positive perception of your brand or your service. And SpaceX is a business, it's not a non-profit, it's not it is a business, okay? It's not a personality or a celebrity or whatever. It's owned by one, but that's besides the point. What they're doing here is not saying you can invest in our company for the low rate of. They are giving you news. Obviously, they're not going to give you news that paints SpaceX in a bad light. In fact, none of these articles, Roar Talk, okay, if this dude went, I went to a Roar Talk or I went to a Roar workshop and it didn't work for me at all, they're not going to they're not going to include that in the article. They're not going to include that in the conversation. They'll edit that out if they use the information at all. And again, here they're not going to bring the bad side of South Africa up into the light in a news article. They've got actual news people to do that, the free press. This is brand journalism. This is also brand journalism, and this is also brand journalism. There's a little YouTube article, a YouTube clip, and then, of course, you've got the opportunity to participate in the discussion, which is another hallmark of brand journalism. You see, the thing is that with brand journalism, as with normal journalism, you've got the opportunity to provide feedback or ask for feedback, interact directly with your audience. So it's not really a case of this is the message, it's out there, get this at the low price of $29.95 and that's it. You actually are encouraged to provide feedback in brand journalism. And so you have to look at that as one of the main features as well. Now, let's see. Okay, and here on Twitter, we've got the Craft Beer channel. Okay, now, Beer Bootcamp. This is an interesting case study because Beer Bootcamp is actually a festival. Okay, they have it in Joburg and Cape Town every year, and it is a full day in Durban focusing on delivering a high quality educational experience to South African brewers and beer enthusiasts. Of course, you do have to pay for this high quality educational experience. Nothing comes for free. So this is an event. Okay, they have it every year, well, twice a year. And here are the articles that they are retweeting as part of their brand journalism. It's basically all about beer-related stuff. It's a new episode of The Bubble. This month we chat to Pete Brown Beer about his days as an ad man, his work for Stella and Heineken, and why these amazing ads died a death. Okay, so we've got this, The Bubble, turning beer inside out. And then, okay, this is not brand journalism. Fully booked in Cape Town, but still space in Joburg. Get on it. 100 Rand per person if you're a CBASA member. Okay, so Craft Brewing Association of South Africa. Okay. Here we go. Beer Bootcamp, World Cup champions. What a game. So, this is, I'm guessing, the Rugby World Cup. Nothing at all to do with beer, except for the fact that people drink beer while they're watching rugby. So it's got nothing to do with the event itself, the Beer Bootcamp event. They are celebrating with the nation. Here we've got, a mushroom attacked my cookbook. Beer country, please help. And here we go. We've got 12. This is obviously a recipe for something. And we've got something happening over here, which means that they don't know how much baking powder to put in. An opportunity for people to participate, the same as this one. Twitter is actually pretty good at that because you can send out a message as news, and then you can go, respond, retweet, like it, love it, whatever. So that's another way that you can employ brand journalism on social media. It's a pretty good way, and if you take a look, like here, for example, just to let you know that a filling error has slipped through your QC. I've also taken a photo of the batch number to help you track the fault. And of course, that's Beer Bootcamp itself going, okay, Castle O's, you have you have not filled this beer enough. So yeah, there's a problem there. But it's not just that kind of thing. You know, there's all kinds of ways that you can use brand journalism in Twitter. This is just a really, really good example. Okay. And then lastly, Pinterest. Okay, I did sign up to this one because, I don't know, I had a moment of weakness, and I felt sorry for you guys, so I thought I would just, do it, take one for the team. So I just clicked on like the first few that were there, whatever interests, which was fashion, home decor, health and fitness, hairstyle, and art. Now, if you know about Pinterest, you basically get a whole bunch of pictures with interesting stuff on them. Of course, what? Okay, perfect body for each zodiac sign. That has got absolutely nothing to do with eat and fit, and yet it's there because, and it's in an infographic format. Okay. So if you are, I don't know, Aries, then you're that body type. If you're Taurus, you're that body type. If you're Gemini, then you're, I don't know, joined at the hip or something, conjoined twins. But the point is that this business here, okay, Eat and Fit, is promoting themselves through this kind of infographic, which has absolutely nothing to do with actually eating and being fit. It's just a fun thing for people to look at, okay? Obviously, just because you're an Aries doesn't necessarily mean that you're all going to look like that. And just because you're a Gemini doesn't mean that you're going to be conjoined twins. So, again, we've got, what is this, Dr. Berg? I think, yeah, Dr. Berg. And he's obviously some kind of nutritionist, or he's selling a product or a service or something. And he has put together this infographic, apple cider vinegar health benefits. So he's not advertising his product. He's not going, for the low price of $29.95, you can have a nutritional session with me now. It's more like, okay, here is information out there. We're putting our name on it because this kind of information represents the ethos of our service. We are into natural medicine, that kind of thing. Okay. So these are really good examples of, okay, not all of them, but some of them. Here we go. We've got this one here. Very good examples of brand journalism using infographics. Okay, because infographics are used in journalism to inform people via pictorial format on certain things, and we can see that in the news. I'll show you guys just now if you're interested. I'll show you anyway, even if you aren't. 21-day walking plan. Again, the same guys here. Okay, pouted.com. I don't know what that is, but I'm imagining that it is some kind of hair salon looking at how to do beautiful braids. I mean, these are essentially perfect. Look at that. It's neat. It's very, very well laid out. It's gorgeous, I think. Anyway, plants that'll help your lungs breathe better. Another thing here. Amazing juice recipe for weight loss. Okay. All of these are, okay, and obviously Pinterest is about pictures. So you can't have articles. You have to employ journalistic method in the use of listicles like this, 5 weird signs you're vitamin deficient, okay, or through infographics like this and that. Okay. And you can use a video too. Look at that. This is interesting. It is longevity. And that's obviously a I don't know, we can check it out on Facebook, I guess. What kind of business is it? Let's see. Wait, let's go to this one and see what it is. Okay. Search Facebook. Longevity. Cool. Maybe. What do you guys think? Yeah, that looks like the right logo there. So if we go to About, welcome to the official Facebook page for the Longevity Online. We want to provide associates with as many ways to communicate with us as possible. I'm not quite sure what this is about, but what, 90 for life? Okay, I don't know, but damn sure it's a business, definitely. So that is our lecture for today. I'm sorry, again, really very sorry about the live stream dropping. If you have questions about this lecture, then I will be available. You can WhatsApp me directly. And the nice thing about this video is that you can pause it and ask questions and then carry on going. Okay, so yeah, Roar Talk. Why don't you go and take a look at YouTube? YouTube has got a lot of this actually. So yeah, we've got this SpaceX YouTube video, we've got the Roar Talk video, and guaranteed we'll have some YouTube on here as well somewhere. But yeah, take a look, and when you are looking at media, why don't you take a look at it and ask yourself, is this brand journalism or is this true journalism? Because there is a difference, and you cannot allow yourself as a media practitioner to be drawn into believing that brand journalism is journalism. Don't just take everything at face value. Take a look at it and go, okay, hold on a minute. Who's actually promoting this? Who's actually behind this interview? Who is actually behind this infographic? Instead of just going, oh, this is great. Because sometimes, and I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes brand journalism can be very, very misleading. And in that instance, you don't want to be one of those who is misled, especially as a media practitioner and especially as a journalist. So that's me for today, signing out. Take care, stay safe, love you, bye.